Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk Tuesday. Yes, that's right, it's Tuesday and we got some tech talk. So today what I want to talk to you guys about is headlights. Peterbilt headlights specifically, and LEDs. So these are our traditional aero mounted pods. These came out in, when did they come out? I'm going to say around 2011, 2012 era. They were all the rage. They've got projector beam headlights, projector beam, low beam. They got the incandescent bulbs. They did a fantastic job, but like everything else, technology comes along and changes. Nowadays we've got LEDs. LEDs have come so far to where a lot of trucks were changing out for the LED headlights. The 367 actually have the 5x7 seal beams, which we change out for the speaker LED. Now we go to the speaker LED headlights. And I mean, I'm not just talking about speaker headlights, and I'm not sponsored by speaker headlights. Although, guys at Speaker, feel free to sponsor me because I buy an awful lot of your headlights. So nowadays, we have LEDs. The problem with LEDs is they don't generate heat. The problem when they don't generate heat is they ice up in the wintertime. So then we come up with heated lenses in order to melt the ice off so that you can see. And so now heated LED is the thing. Now of note, I do have some customers that prefer the non-heated version for the simple fact that the problem with the heated version is you've only got a 2-year warranty with the speaker headlights. If you go to the non-heated lights, you have a 5-year warranty. So non-heated, 5-year warranty, heated, 2-year warranty. And I would say that's probably because, I mean, anything that has a heating element is probably going to wear out quicker than not. Generally anything that gets hot only lasts so long as it heats and cools and have failures. But now, we have another offering for our Aeropod. So this is our Aeropod. They've done a great job for years. Some customers still love them because, they've got the regular yellow beam. Some people don't like the LED light because the problem with an LED light is it lights up everything. Lights up the dishes, lights up the dishes if you have them in front of your truck. Lights up the ditches, lights up your road signs. Lights up everything, but setting your lights is critical. I would say probably that flood version is more of the high beam, but the one thing when you do change to LEDs is you want to set your lights so they're not like shooting up at the stars and or more common is it shoots into the eyes of the drivers coming at you. So anyways, these are Aeropods. We now have from Speaker these LED heated replacement pods. So I'll hold it up nice and close. You can see the pod with that has the heating element here. These are actually just kind of like chicken lights, I guess. I think these are the signal light. Are those a signal light? Maybe that's a signal light. But I think these are just accent lights. I haven't actually lit one up yet, so I'm gonna have to do that. But yeah, these just came out. We just got them in stock. It looks like the speaker has the European light up light. I don't know if many of you know that in Europe you'll have like almost like a daytime running light. So that's like a little light. That's pretty cool. But interesting to note. The other thing that we've done is we do offer something like these Vivid Velocity headlights. Now these are an LED bulb and we've put them in our Aeropods and they actually work really good. Now when you open up the back of your Aeropod, don't mind me, this is where your light is and it's, just super simple. Give it a half a turn, not even a half a turn. You give it a little turn and they just pop right out. Doo-doo. Just like that. Put it in, give it your, I probably should have disconnected the wires, that would make it a little easier. Yeah, quarter turn even. And And just like that, you can put the LED bulbs in. Now, the only problem with these bulbs is they are not DOT approved. So with that, these are for off-road use only. So we'll only use them off-road. But the base of these, they usually have cooling fins, and it's hard to get this cover back on. So usually what I do is if I'm changing these out for a customer, I actually just did a set recently because they're like, you know what? These look great, but they're not cheap. I think the cost on them is like $1,300 Canadian per light. So that's like $2,600, so not cheap. But you know what? They fit into the pods, they look great. They got this cool accent light, they're heated. But you know what? If you want to just get some lights for when you're off-roading, try these bulbs, they work great. And you know, the high beams, we don't have issues with high beams. You know, the Peterbilt high beam works fine. And that being said, with the high beams, you know, we usually put LED light bars, LED, the other one that I like is the LED Aurora light because it's also DOT approved. So with that DOT approval, like these are DOT approved, these speakers, you know, they're fully legal to have on highway. You don't have to have them covered up. Which is really nice for your driving lights. To have to cover up your driving lights is a royal pain in the butt. You forget to cover them up, you get stopped, you get a ticket, you know, but yet, let's face it, being able to see at night, and especially in our country where there's lots of critters, lots of big critters, you know, you got moose, deer, elk in some places, you got bears, coyotes, cougars, but generally you won't run into a cougar because they're too friggin' quick. But I have seen a cougar before, and let me tell you, that was hands down one of the scariest animals I've ever run across. Not because of its size, but how quick it went across the highway. 3 lanes of traffic and it went, leaped once, leapt twice, and up the bank on the other side, and I was just like, wow. So yeah, cougars are crazy. Moose are just big, like really big. It's like driving next to a house. It's like a horse on steroids. It's kind of like, anyways, I just about did an Arnold impersonation of a horse on steroids, so yeah. Can you tell that it's the end of the day? But yeah, so anyways, getting sidetracked. You know, these lights are great, they look great, but you know what? Technology has changed. We've got LED offerings now. We've got, you know, our vivid LED bulbs, which work fantastic. And I got sidetracked because I think what I was going to say is generally these bulbs stick out a bit on the back. So what I'll do is if the rubber boot doesn't fit all the way, I will use some duct tape or a strap to just seal it up so that this doesn't get filled with dirt. Because the reason why you want to make sure you put the boot back on if you change these bulbs is because if you get dirt in there, it's going to show up in here. And you know, when you've got your light here, you know, you're going to have dirt down here, you could have moisture. It will warm up and some of the moisture will evaporate, but you know what? Keep it sealed, keep your lights clean, and they'll last you for the life of your truck. Another good tip to do is put rock guard on these. You know, you've got rock guard for the front of your car. You can actually buy it at some automotive stores and put it on your lights. You know, being that these are plastic, they will get sandblasted, they will get rough, and if you put that rock guard on it and they start to get a little bit yucky, and you're going to see it where your light doesn't work quite as good as it used to, you peel it off, your lights look like brand new underneath, put some more plastic on it. And of note, if you've got a light that's already kind of sandblasted, if you put the clear film on it, it actually fills up all those little holes and it makes it better. I wouldn't have believed it until the guy at the decal shop showed me that, and I was just like blown away. Mind blown. But you know what, the best thing to do is to protect them first. And in all reality, you know, I should probably do that as part of a PDI just because it makes sense. But it's like so many things, it's like, where do you stop on trying to make it better? But you know, I'm really anxious to try out these new speakers. I honestly haven't tried them yet, so I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they suck. But at the end of the day, it's nice to have options. If you've watched my other video on Hellraiser and or TLC Logging's truck, on Hellraiser we went with the dual round old school look, more like a 359. Nice thing with that is you can put two, I believe they're 6 or 7 inch round lights in it. You've got lots of light. The only downside is they don't make a heated lens in that round. Now the TLC's truck with the 4 rectangles, very similar to some other brand trucks out there. Those do come in a heated lens variety. So if you want to have the LED heateds, you can get those in the 4 squares. So that is a good thing. Like I say, it's nice to have options. And the beauty with the Peterbilt is you can have whatever headlight you want. If you want the old school look with the dual rounds, and I wish I should just insert a picture in here, but I wish I had more lights. You can have those dual rounds. If you want the 4 square, you can do the 4 square and just change the pods out. If you like your Aeropods, you know what? They're a great looking light. The pods look great. I love the integrated turn signal on the backside. You know what? You can change the bulbs, or you know what? Just change the whole pod. I've also got some Vivid lights that I don't have one with me. They're not heated, but they look really good. You would have seen them in my other videos because they've got the halo rings around them, and they just look fantastic. And you know what? That's what I love about a Peterbilt. You have options. You don't have to just get stuck with the same old thing, you know. I mean, yes, this is what's standard that comes on everything. And I have customers that really like these lights. I have lots that don't find they stand up to what they want to have for low beam light. So that's why we change them out, or change them up, or change the bulbs, or change the pods. And you know, and having a light that's DOT approved too on your driving lights is really important, because you don't want to have to put covers on them all the time. Like I was saying, the Aurora driving lights, I put in a lot of bumpers. They work great. Interesting note, a little bit off topic, but the new 579 Peterbilt, now, get off topic. So now these are, we've had the Aeropods for a long time. So we just had the release of the 579 Peterbilt. The 567 has these Aeropods. It's going to have them for years down the road. But of interesting note, the new 579 comes with LED headlights, and they're heated, but they're not heated with the filament. So like this one, you know, these ones, they've actually got the filament, so it's kind of like your mirror heat where it heats up, or like a rear defroster. But the new LED 579 headlights have an infrared heating element. So it heats it with an infrared light, I guess. So you don't have to worry about this filament, you know, breaking or wearing out from heating and cooling all the time. So that is fantastic. Also, Peterbilt Motors came out with, on the new 579, an LED driving light / fog light / curb light. So I don't even know what to call it. The light in the bumper, call it a driving light, I guess, if you will. It actually has 3 different lights in it. It's got a driving light for high beam. It's got a fog light for, as you guessed it, fog, low beam only. And it's also got a curb light. So when you put your signal light on, it shines on the curb. And it's like, what a great idea. When I had my logging truck, you know, we lived at the coast, we're hauling down off the mountain. I actually turned my lights a little bit, because when you're coming down around a switchback, your headlights are pointed there, but you're driving over there. You know, and it's nighttime and you can't see, and it's like, well, that's great, I can see out off the cliff, but I'm trying to see around the corner. So, you know, for the 579s and for the Peterbilt engineers to come up with a curb light, so when you put your signal light on and you know you want to go over there, it shines the light where you're going to go. And I just can't think of anything better, especially like, you know, with a 579, you're probably pulling vans, you're probably backing into dark alleys, you're probably backing into loading bays in the dark. Let's face it, they never put them in an easy spot, because, you know, they're building a grocery store or whatever, and it's like the last thing they worry about is if the truckers have room. It's all about, you know, the store and what it looks, anyways. So yeah, having a curb light for getting around tight spots, 2 thumbs up. Way to go, Peterbilt. Can't wait to get that 579 here to check out those lights and all the other great things that they came out with. But with that said, being that Peterbilt Motors now has LED headlights, they now have infrared heated headlights, plus they have LED driving fog lights and curb lights. I guess I used too many fingers. To say that I think there's going to be an upgrade on the Aeropods, I don't think. I know. When is it going to happen? I don't know. Maybe it'll be this summer, maybe it'll be next year. Maybe it'll be the year after that, but guaranteed there will be an OEM offering to change up these to an LED, I think. That's just my gut feeling and my spidey senses, but great things coming from Peterbilt. I hope you found this somewhat informative when it comes to our LED headlight offerings. Like I say, I'm not sponsored by Speaker, but boy, I sure put a lot of Speaker headlights on. They do a great job. You know, there's Night Rider headlights too. I don't know a lot about the Night Rider headlights, but yeah, LED heated Speaker headlights, I do a lot. My log trucks, I've got the 5x7s, and you'll see those coming up in a video real soon. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, if you found this informative, hit the like button. If you didn't, just scroll on. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care. Peace. I'm not a flower child really, but you know, peace just seems like the thing to do. You know, I could say like, yeah, hang loose. You're the greatest fans in the world. That's from Rick Conti Corvette. Kind of like Corvettes. I don't know if you know that. You might know that. But anyways, guys, have a great night.